Hey guys, so I hope all of you are doing great, and this is that one video that I guess I didn't want to shoot exactly because I've been really busy studying a lot, but I had to because I didn't expect a stream of subscribers right now, and I think I needed to, make this clear and talk about it a bit. So the first thing is, how is my NEET-PG 2021? So after that rank and everything, I mean this course came out, I was really devastated. But I was expecting so many number of corrects. So in a way, I was like, okay, I am gonna get so many corrects. But what I really failed to realize was that I also got a lot of negatives in the process, and this is what it has come up to. So I understand that I somehow the preparation was maybe like how I mean I don't even have words because I'm so ashamed of myself. Um, I wasn't a very bad student during MBBS, so you know that's one of the premonitions. But then you can't think that way. So yeah, here I am, and it's a 5-digit rank. And in West Bengal, I'm a general category student, so you can get a diploma of thal and any diploma course you can get on this rank. I mean, the rank that I got, I don't even want to mention the rank because, at least according to me, it is like really bad. So, yeah, I guess that's it. And yeah, so that was the first thing. And then I started self evaluating myself, and I literally went into this recluse phase where I was like, okay, these are the mistakes that I've done, and this is what I've done, and this is what I had to do, and this is what I did less, and things like that. So I started evaluating myself. Okay, so yeah, I did a lot of negatives, lots of negatives, and yeah, that's it. And I'll not be appearing for the counseling, and that's what I've decided. So let's see what's going to be the road ahead, or how am I going to take things forward and stuff like that. And I just felt that as if I had to make this video kind of. So the first I wouldn't say that it was a wrong decision in a way, because that's how I have been studying, but there were some flaws to the system wise preparation that really a lot of people don't speak about, because it's a humongous job to actually make a prototype for it. Like, prototype, by that I mean, a schedule, like how you have, I mean, how first aid is like that, that blueprint that people for USMLE they follow when they have to do system wise studies. But then we ourselves, we don't have that kind of blueprint. Okay, and ours is like a layer by layer, subject wise, whatever we have. So we never get that closure. We never understand that where we are missing out, or what we are not studying when we are going, when you're going system wise. So okay, just a second. I really apologize if there is a lot of sound coming, because there's some noise on the floor above me. Okay, and there may be some kind of disturbance, so just bear with it a bit. Okay, so that is it. Okay, and this, okay, so now let's get on with this. Now the first thing was a proper schedule and a proper plan, because you tend to go haywire when it's disease wise or system wise. So all my notes have been arranged in that manner, because I've been doing it since final year, and that's how I've been studying. But then now I'll be going system wise. Now I'll be going subject wise, in order to get that closure ki yes, I have completed this and this important parts of this and this important subject. So that is really essential. So then that will help me make a boundary of things, that yes, this is going to be my time boundary for completing this particular subject, because that's what is lacking a lot. And it's like now the teachers are coming up with system wise plans and system wise schedules and things like that, and I really wished this would have existed like 2 or 3 years ago from now, But yeah, because I have actually struggled a lot studying system wise, but then that was something that I could never let go of. But now I am, because I really need to layer up things. But that doesn't mean that, I won't peek into just a little bit, although I'll have to control myself. Like maybe when I'm doing anatomy, upper limb, I'll be peeking a little into the orthopedics part, because all my orthopedics notes and anatomy notes are arranged that way. So that is one thing. So the first thing is this, okay? I'm planning to do this. The next is, boundaries and content, okay? Setting boundaries, whether it's your time, whether it's your content, okay? Like time and content as well. So it's both ways it goes. So setting this boundary, this time boundary, having that hard stop is very essential. And even not just the time, having a hard stop with your content. So, after speaking to people who have actually cracked the exam by just doing the Marrow Q Bank, which was really unbelievable, I understood how exhaustive of a resource that is. And that's something that I had to do properly, because my notes are pretty extensive. And now I'll be like, filtering out things that, yeah, this needs to be there, this does not need to be there. I don't need so much of details because I already know this thing. So I'll be, going that retrograde way back to my notes, doing my Q bank, and then maybe looking a bit at my notes and seeing whether some changes and etc. is needed. Okay, so that is another thing. The next is subject wise. Subject wise, going like doing the Marrow Q bank exhaustively. So that's what I've decided. One thing is there that, you know everyone tells us that give GTs. Everyone tells us that, do your Q bank, give GTs and things like that. But there is a certain process to doing this, and this is one of the biggest mistakes that I had made first time around. Okay, reading the explanations is far tougher than giving the GT or solving a Q bank. This is like the blunt truth. Okay, like, you have you have to review a GT. I mean, sitting for the GT is not as scary as reviewing the GT. And this was the mistake that I had been making during my internship year. I did not have that time. I did not have that, the privilege, the luxury of having that much of time, because internship in West Bengal is really hectic. And even when I came home, I was still in that hangover. I realized it, and this is where I went wrong. So, that is one. So the first point is doing the Q bank, like, doing the Q bank thoroughly, like, going through the explanations. They have beautiful images in the Q bank, and that, I mean, some of the content, it's like that particular explanation or that particular content is enough. Like, you don't even need to go through your notes. It's something like that. I mean, it's so exhaustive. So first thing is that. Second thing, what I've learned is this: doing something once is not enough, even if it is the Q bank. I had done 50% of it haphazardly in internship, and I felt that it was not enough. Okay, so that was one thing. So this is what I've decided, that I'll be revising my mistakes. Bookmarking them on this, especially on this basis, especially if they are basic things that I'm getting wrong, if they are PYQs I'm getting wrong, something that the majority, 60% of the people have marked correct. Those are the things that I'm getting wrong. So I'll try and revise that more often. Okay. So yeah, bookmarking and revising. And if there is some important stuff, of course, I'll go ahead and add it up to my notes and things like that. And finally, this is one thing that I really wanted to talk about. So, why am I taking up this challenge? So, here is another thing that I've basically joined this. Rajat sir from DBMCI has this really nice mentorship program that is going on, and it is specially for students who are sitting at home and doing their self study and have not joined any face-to-face class, or have never joined or are not planning to join any face-to-face class and are just sticking to the online video resources and all the online Q banks that you have. So he has devised it so beautifully. I mean, my Telegram usage has also been cut down only because the fact that I get scared that if I stay online too much during the time, I mean during the study time, Rajat sir is just gonna call up someone. I mean just gonna call up me or something like that because I'm staying online for too long. So I think this is a really nice program. I mean you can't expect, I mean you, it's not a one-on-one exactly, but then sir has this Zoom sessions where you have these 15-minute durations where he's going to talk about the day, and then he's going to give you the targets for that day, the subject wise targets, and your only work is to just sit and study and leave yourself and leave the planning to him. So I'm very glad that this actually something like this came up. The prices have gone a little bit up now, but then you can actually go ahead and fill up a form where you can work for doctors for you twice a month, and he'll give you the course for free. So I'll link the description down below too, so you can go and try and check it out. Okay, so this is something that has really worked because I just joined 2 3 I mean around 4 days back, and it has really worked. Okay, so I think that's it. And finally, yeah, this was a very very important a very important question that I asked myself after finishing NEET-PG. I mean after the NEET-PG scores came out, because I've been preparing since final year. I mean, at least I prepared my notes since final year. I had a lot of health issues and things like that, but then, yes, I did study, and I was trying to give my first attempt as my best attempt. But you need to keep everything into account. Like, you need to keep into account, like, the fact that you're not overdoing things. That is very important, because if your internship is really hectic, then you need to think ahead. Okay, you need to think ahead and see what is the exam that you're aiming for. The reason why I'm saying this is because you know I always, like, since the exam started, since I became eligible for giving INI set or NEET-PG, I've been through 2 exams now, and I've seen that we are always in a hurry to give the next exam. I mean, at least I was, because I considered that a lot of my preparation was done when it was not, because there was so much to do, so many revisions left, and plus, mainly, was so many questions to do and so many important topics to finish. So I was like, just trying to complete haphazardly whatever I had already done, and then going ahead and sitting for the exam. So no plan ahead. That was the biggest, drawback, because I was always sprinting and I was not running a marathon, and it doesn't work like that. This is what I've understood. And so NEET-PG 2022 is actually going to be the attempt. I mean, you can not the attempt, I would say that that is going to be the final bout. I mean, the final day. So that I've set it as my target. So that's how I'm going to proceed. Because whenever you think that you're going to sit for the next exam, and then you realize that the next exam is like 2 months away or a month away, which does not work. Okay, it does not really work until you have all your materials gathered and things like that. Especially if you have at least gone through your entire source once, like entire, I'm not even talking about 50% haphazard, I'm talking about the entire source. So this is how it is. And yeah, so this was the video for hitting so many subscribers, and I'm so glad that people have actually come ahead and subscribed, because I mean, I haven't been able to give a lot of time to this, but yeah, I did make this video. And I'll also be posting another video on how I'm planning to overcome distractions, and it has actually helped me a lot. I'm a reading addict, I'm a manga addict, and I'm a FOMO addict as well. So it's worked wonders for me. So the next video is going to be on that. Bye.